Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Got some really bad news to unbox for you guys. I'll just keep it really brief as I can, so not to bother too much of your time, and you probably don't want to dwell on this too much. So Project Veritas, which in my opinion has just done one of their biggest exposés so far, really exposed Google, and pretty much our worst fear with regard to Google has sort of been verified. Now, first of all, let's start with the light-hearted news first. Google and Google owns YouTube, so YouTube through Google have been attacking and suppressing the audience of Dave Rubin, Prager University, and Tim Pool. I would imagine that list is bigger than that. So it is what we expected, what we all sort of knew. They are taking them away from the recommendation feed. The recommended section of their views, Google is actively trying to dampen that. So it's essentially people who are subscribed, and it's up to their audience who share their content to get new reach. Now that is not as bad. That's not as bad to what Google has done. Now usually when we talk about news in relation to this genre, we generally think of, okay, certain individuals are being targeted and they're being censored. This video isn't about that. Before going into the Project Veritas expose, I just want to spend a few minutes talking about search engines and how they work. A lot of us trust Google. The reason why we trust Google as a search engine is if you type in anything in Google, how to poach an egg for example, the search results that you get are supposed to be the most viewed search results. That's it. It doesn't mean that it is the most accurate search results, doesn't mean it is the most honest search results, it is just the most democratic search results. That is the reason why Google is the most popular search engine, and that is the core of Google's power. The vast majority of people who are not in tune with the political angle with relation to Google expect Google's search results to be democratic. And it is that naivete that Google can exploit to exert an insane amount of social influence. A lot of people don't necessarily understand how big Google is. Google is more powerful than most governments in the world. This is the article. This is a TLDR version of the article. Here we go. Insider blows whistle and exec reveals Google plan to prevent Trump situation in 2020. Big update. The original video, it was on YouTube. It has been removed. Update 1. Congressman Louis Gohmert issued a statement saying Google should not be deciding whether content is important or trivial. Update 2. Google executive Jen Genai saying, I was having a casual chat with someone at a restaurant and used some imprecise language. Project Veritas has got me, well done. Insider, Google is bent on never letting someone like Donald Trump come over to power again.
Elizabeth Warren is saying that we should break up Google. And like, I love her, but she's very misguided. Like, that will not make it better, it'll make it worse, because now all these smaller companies who don't have the same resources that we do will be charged with preventing the next Trump situation. It's like a small company cannot do that.
Google head of responsible innovation, that's a thing apparently, says Elizabeth Warren misguided on breaking up Google. For people who don't know what this statement means, Elizabeth Warren, in one of a town halls among in other campaigning endeavors, has made the claim that she wants to break up the tech companies. This was not limited to Google because she's deemed them to be something like natural monopolies, and she wants to subject them to regulation. Google exec says, don't break us up. Smaller companies don't have the resources to prevent next Trump situation. Insider says PragerU and Dave Rubin content suppressed, targeted as right-wing. By the way, apart from this additional detail, there's also Tim Pool, who was mentioned in one of the videos. Leaked documents highlight machine learning fairness and Google's practice to make search results fair and equitable.
We launched our AI principles because people were not putting that line in the sand, and they were not saying what is fair and what's equitable. So we're like, well, we are a big company, we're going to say it.
People who voted for the current president do not agree with our definition of fair.
Documents appear to show editorial policies that determine how Google publishes news. Insider, Google violates the letter of the law and spirit of the law in section 230. Now, some of you guys might think, okay, you're just being political. Can Google really influence an election? We don't know. What we do know is that Google, Facebook, along with all the other tech giants combined, can sway a significant chunk of the median vote. And if an election comes down to the wire, for example, the 2016 election, it really did, then yeah, Google, if they pick a side, they have the potential to choose a winner. But this isn't just about politics. What's really bizarre is that Google is not just picking a political side, they are picking a massive social indoctrination side. Anything Google feels that they want to challenge the narrative, whether it be social concepts like gender, marriage, or stuff like that, or whether it be economic concepts like socialism, governance, limited expenditure, Google controls the gateway into what individuals can learn.
Men can. And I see men can have babies, men can get pregnant, men can have periods, men can cook. Do most people search for that stuff, or what is the company doing internally?
You know, people aren't searching for this. This is literally coming from source of truth databases that they've selected represent the truth and that they are pulling this information from.
And then we try it again with, let's try this with women can. I see women can vote, women can do it, women can do anything, women can be drafted.
Yes.
That seems a little interesting.
So all these examples are part of the social justice narrative, right? And so the sources of truth that ML Fairness is selecting from to amplify are saying these keywords. And so because that source of truth has been vandalized, the output of the algorithm is also reflecting that vandalism.
This is messed up, and for people who think this is just in relation to these social justice terms, no, that's not it. Any concept that Google believes is in accordance to the Silicon Valley right way of thinking or the right side of history or whatever it is they want to call it, they can push that particular narrative. If you are a young undergraduate economics student and you want to learn about socialism as opposed to capitalism, how do you imagine Google is going to push you? If you are a young person who just joined the workforce and you want to know the different aspects of fiscal responsibility that should be exercised by your government, do you think Google will help you learn it? If you are an individual who wants to understand biology and just because you're interested in the field, you want to know about the different types of activism that has gone on into that field, do you think Google will help you learn it? As of right now, it seems not. This is massive, and this is beyond politics. The politics side of it is just one aspect of how much Google wants to control. I'm just freaking out over this because it seems like Google has a much bigger social angle to all this, and I don't like it. I don't know, you guys, maybe I'm just freaking out over nothing. You guys let me know. I'll talk to you guys later.
But then there are teams which are called ML Fairness.
ML Fairness, the teams?
Fairness, like,
Yeah.
you know, you need to be fair.
And we're also training our algorithms, like if 2016 happened again, would the outcome be different?